welcome back to my channel. It's Christy at Homeschool and Grace, and today's video is a weekly update. Woo! Like, we haven't done one of these in ages. So I'm going to do an update for weeks 20 and 21. I'm not going to go back through everything that we have done. We're just you're going to catch up with us right where we're at. So get a cup of coffee. I actually have a pretty flower, but I'm a lefty, and so I get to see the flower, but no one else does. It's like not, these are not left-handed mugs. So get a cup of coffee or tea and let's dive into all this curriculum. I have a ton. I'm super excited to share with you. I took notes this past couple weeks to know what I'm going to talk about and share with you what we've learned and what the girls have been doing. And I also want to start with saying thank you for all your sweet messages from my last video. I was just blown away by all your comments and just well wishes and prayers, and I'm doing so much better, and I'm just so grateful that I can be making these videos for you again and just sharing our homeschooling journey, because I'm just in the trenches like you moms too. Like, we're trucking along. So here we go. I'm gonna start out with 1850 to modern times. And let's go to week 20. Okay, so I haven't done this in a while, but I always just start at the top and work my way down through the grid. If you've done My Father's World, this is how it's always laid out, and so it's really simple. Okay, so we'll start out with Bible. I have it all spread out, so I've got to grab what I need. Okie dokie. Okay, so starting out with, we did Then Sings My Soul. So there was the song Count Your Blessings. Count them one by one. And I think I shared about that in my last video. But I will link the videos I found to sing along with that song. And also Have Thine Own Way, Lord. So that was also in here. And I appreciated that they put a note in the teacher's manual talking about the content to discuss it. So they talk about the lady who wrote Have Thine Own Way, Lord. She was a part of Dowie, I believe his name was. Yes, John Alexander Dowie. So if you don't know much about him, he was a healer way back in the 1800s or early 1900s. Now I feel like I'm getting my timing off. Yeah, early 1900s. She had gone to one of his faith healing things and had met some people from it. I will link a video I watched about Dowie. There's a lot of documentaries you can watch, and if you there's a podcast called Cultish. They do a whole 2-part series on Dowie. That's more for just us moms to explain the errors with Dowie. He was saying that he was the Elijah that came, and he was saying he was predicting when Jesus was coming. He had a lot of issues. However, the song is really good. And I found, not that he wrote this song, it was someone else who did. I also found a song that does Create in Me a Clean Heart and also Have Thine Own Way, Lord. They do both songs, so I'll link that as well down below. But there was that. I wanted to share that with you. And I'll link that Cultish 2-part series on Dowie if you're interested. Or maybe you have older kids that would be interested in cult-like behavior. It's kind of interesting. So, okay. Then we did Tales of Persia, and we were reading scripture along with it. And I just we've been enjoying this book, the girls. We've kind of started doing more of a morning basket idea. So, we can't do it Mondays because my oldest goes to her homeschool co-op for teens. But Tuesday through Friday, we always try, and in the morning, we'll snuggle up with blankets on the couches, and we'll do our Bible time and our history. And so we've been reading in Matthew and John, Acts, and that's been really great. So we'll read from our Bible, and then I got this. This is a great little commentary maybe, or just explanation for each chapter of the Bible, and it's not that big, but it just breaks down every chapter in the Bible and gives a little description about what you read. It kind of leads it back to Jesus, and then gives a question to kind of think on, another scripture to kind of reference. But we have been really enjoying this. This is called the Family Worship Bible Guide. And I got it from Reformation Heritage Books. And I can link this below as well. But it's been a really great addition. I use it for my own Bible time. Like, if I'm unsure, like, okay, what's this? What am I supposed to take from this passage? Because I'm not sure. And it will kind of give you, like, pointing it to Jesus, or, you know, like, what are we learning from this? So I highly recommend this for your Bible time, your family Bible time, your personal Bible time. It's really great. Okay, lastly for Bible, we read Trial and Triumph. We learned about Amy Carmichael. Her story is amazing, and we've watched together, I want to say Lamplighter. It's not Lamplighter. What's it called? Oh, it's those cartoon missionary stories, and now I'm totally blanking on it, but I'll link it below as well. I think it's on Amazon free. I can't remember the name of it now. It's going to bug me. It'll come to me, maybe. Okay. So that was Bible. We've also been memorizing verses. We didn't do this last week. I did find one for, no, I didn't. I was thinking these last 2 weeks we didn't get our Bible memory done. So next week I did find, for Romans 12, 1 and 2, that'll be week 22. I found some like scripture memory, this group of people that on YouTube, that's their whole goal, is to help you hide the word in your heart. And so I'll link it below, but it's for the next week's if you're interested in that. Okay, moving on from Bible. I'm going to go down to history, and then I'll kind of pop back up to the girls' more individual learning stuff. Okay, so for history, we wrapped up with Story of the World, learning about World War I. We learned about like the Easter Uprising in Ireland that I didn't know about. India's uprising and nationalism. A lot of places that were ruled by Great Britain and were wanting more independence. So that was really interesting to read. And just like Ireland, especially, how they, part of them didn't want Catholic rule and part of them wanted Protestant. It was very interesting how like that dynamic, and you know that it wasn't very long ago that they were having these, I want to say, I don't know, holy wars maybe, but that's not really what it was. But these fightings between the religious, like a religious war kind of. So that was interesting. Okay, we also learned about the Peace of Versailles and just how Germany got blamed for all of World War I, which was crazy and probably not the best decision. We learned about Stalin, and that was really interesting for the girls to see just like how terrible communism was and is, and how much damage it caused and how many lives were lost under Stalin. And then they learned about Egypt. Okay, so we would read the questions from the Story of the World, the activity book. We learned some more about like what was happening in America during that time, during like Stalin and things like that with, now I'm forgetting what it was that we learned. Oh, we learned about the Titanic and kind of the boom in economy before it all kind of went downhill. So we're not quite to the Great Depression yet. We use this one, the last 500 years. This is helpful too, because sometimes they'll have like little reference videos that you can click. They have links up above that you can then go to and watch a video sometimes, or get more information if your kid's really interested. So that's been nice. We learn more about like the leaders during that time, you know, Stalin, Lenin. We actually looked up pictures of Lenin because I didn't know he was still in a glass coffin in Russia that they can go see him. And so that was interesting to see, like, oh, I didn't know that. So we looked at that. Let's see. We haven't done yet President Harding, but here was Woodrow Wilson. So this was the week before. And then William Howard Taft. These are our president cards. Some of them, we use stickers to stick them on. Some of them still have not put on their pictures, but there's all different kinds of how they write them, and various draw pictures sometimes of them. So that's kind of how we've been doing our presidents. We use this thing, and I read more facts about the presidents. We also read, don't know much about the presidents. This is a really quick and short, like, information on the presidents that we are really liking. Okay, lastly, the U.S. History Cookbook. We read about the 20s. So the Ravenous 20s. It always makes me think of The Great Gatsby. I don't know if you read that book. I had to read it in high school. I did not like it. But that's what the Roaring 20s always reminds me of. Let's see. I think that was it. Okay, so that was history. Okay. So the last thing we did together was our read aloud. So my second and third grader were reading In Grandma's Attic, but I'm just reading it with all the girls, and they all enjoy it because my two oldest had heard it already, but they're really enjoying hearing the stories again. And then we're still reading through Sergeant York and the Great War. We're getting closer to being done. We're a little bit behind. I will say it got a little bit drier. I raved about it, and then it got a little bit drier because it went more to just kind of the facts of what was going on, not so much his story and autobiography of everything that was happening, but it's still good. Okay, so we're reading through those. We have not been doing art. We have not been doing music. Those have kind of fallen away. Science we have not been getting to, except I started working with my girls with the snap circuits. I forgot we had this, and so I pulled this out because this was an easy way to get some kind of science in with them. And I like how the projects are laid out really simply, and they build it, and then we can kind of talk about what they built, and they get really excited about it. So they actually did not want me to have this up here because they wanted to build some with their daddy while I was making a video, and I'm like, I'm sorry. So it's a nice day. They can go outside. Okay, so with my second grader, she is working through her language lessons for today. She learned how to write a letter, and she did all the, filling out the envelope. We did a picture study. We did, what else? Did that. Make sure I got everything. She learned about seasons. She learned about adverbs, but it didn't necessarily call them adverbs. She did a poem. So we're still really liking language lessons for her. She also we're really liking U.S. Facts and Fun and Evermore book. I was thinking of doing a flip through of this to share with you everything in it, but she's coloring in it, drawing, writing, doing fun little things with that. So we're really liking that. She's still doing reading and math as well. Let's see, what else? Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead to my 7th and 8th grader. Well, 8th grader technically. So she's still been working through writing with skills. We're a little bit behind in this. She's probably to lesson 25, and she should be to 42, so we're a little bit behind because I didn't have her start out working on this because she was doing more writing at her co-op, and now she's not doing quite as much, so I've been having her do it more. So I'm really liking this book for her. She's kind of hit or miss on it if she likes it or not, but I think it's really helpful. This teacher's manual is so helpful for me to help her do the lessons, because if she doesn't understand it gives me question or prompts how to what to say to help her get to what the answer should be. So that's been helpful. She's still working through her applications and grammar. She does not like this book either, but she's getting through it. This one ends quicker than I think the language lessons. Let me see. Yeah, there's only 67 lessons in here. think. Oh no, 68, 69. I guess there's a bit more. So 76 lessons, and she's probably to lesson 61, so she's getting closer to the end. It's definitely not her favorite, but I said you have to do it. So there you go. So we're working through that. Okay, now to wrap it up with my 4th grader, she is still as well working through language lessons for today. She did a picture study. She's learning about pronouns. She had a poem to memorize. So we're still, again, liking this. She's also been working through, now this is for, kind of with the 2nd grade curriculum, but it's been a good fit for her right now. So we've been doing this, and she hasn't been doing writing. That's writing with skills. She hasn't done writing skills, I think it's called. From My Father's World, because she just wasn't ready. We started it, and then I was like, I don't think you're quite ready. So she's been working through this, and then she's also doing her reading and math separately. Okay. That was for 1850, the modern times. I think I got everything. That was a lot. But we're having a lot of fun and learning a lot. Okay. On to kindergarten. Okay, so again, My Father's World, God's Creation, from A to Z, weeks 20 and 21. So she learned about, so I use these cards. It's a photo library, SRA. I've shared before, these were given to us from a school that was closing, so I'm not sure, like, I think you can get them on eBay if you're interested, but they're totally not necessary. They're just kind of fun to hang up. So here's the penguin one we hung up. And here's her kangaroo one we hung up. So that was fun. For the penguins, she learned a poem about penguins, and we'd always do it because she always like have fun doing the little waddle. It says their suits are black and their vests are white. They waddle to the left and they waddle to the right. And there's more to it. So it was really cute. So she had fun with that. We've been going through all the lessons in the back in yellow for the reading lessons. So there's always like a story now that she's learning to read. We do the blend ladder, and we'll add the little foam letters to read. Here's her other blend ladder, and then we use do-a-dots to stamp the back of it for the words she reads. She's reading these. She's doing this. I found, let me grab it really quick. I found this at our local homeschool store. It was only $3 because it was like used and it's outdated. But I liked in the back, okay, it's got these letter stories to help them like make the letters. And so when she was making her K, there's a little story of like, the big line is Mr. K and your karate teacher, he wants you to show him your kick. So you kick up and then you kick down. And so I showed her, so it really helped her like form her Ks, I found. And so it has other little rhymes to go with the letters that I found to be helpful, and for only $3, which I was worth it. I think sometimes that visual helps them. Okay, let's see here. What else did we do? We haven't been using the Cuisinart rods. I've always been terrible about using those. I'll just kind of pull them down and let them like free play with them. I'm not always good about actually playing with them. So for the activities, I'll be honest, we rarely do the activities anymore. We're just both not, we haven't been doing them. But we do the Bible, so that is still getting done. We haven't been doing the badges. I found she doesn't really mind. She really likes to do more like this. So this was from Art for Kids Hub. So she drew her own little kangaroo, which is so cute. But she's still been working on the Bible. So for week 20, she's learned, I show love to everyone, especially my family, which there was some really cute stuff with like penguins. We just didn't do it. Same with kangaroos. It was like go outside and hop. We didn't do that. And mark it like with a ruler. I didn't do that. We didn't look at a globe for the kangaroos. We did do it with the penguins. I did pull out our globe. I will say that. What else? We haven't been using the CD. Sounds like we haven't been doing much, but we do all the reading stuff, which I feel like is the important part. Okay, but we have been reading the books too. So we read Katie No Pocket, Tacky the Penguin, The Emperor's Egg. We also watched March of the Penguins, which she had a lot of fun watching, had lots of questions. We read Life Size, and I will share pictures here of Abby and Naomi both. You'll see for Naomi, she's learning about tigers. So we did a big tiger mouth, and then there were the kangaroo ears. So it worked out because it was the same week they both were using this, and there's some fun facts. We also have been using God's Amazing World. Lots of fun little things and facts. We've been reading from this. I had meant to bring more books up for her, and then I just didn't get to them. So, but that is the ones we did look at. I've also been using these for when she learns a new number each week. So I think it was 16 and 17. So 16 were insects. And then there's fun little things inside that about the bugs. Oh, it was counting or doing sums, addition. 17 flying birds. And then there were little poems with that. And like she took away some, so that was cute. So we add that in with the numbers of the week, as well as doing the calendar. We've just been using this as our calendar. She hasn't been writing. So that is what Abby has been learning with God's creation from A to Z. Okay. I feel a little out of practice doing all this. So if I'm talking too fast, I apologize. Okay, so for Naomi, all aboard the animal train. So she is to week 25. She finished up her unit on the dog unit, and she even made a little mask on the dog. Let me grab it. There's her little puppy. That was cute. So she finished that up, and we went to tigers. So she made her little tiger poster, and she's learning God forgives us. So Naomi and Mommy and Daddy, sisters, forgive others, and God will forgive you. We did an orange, like she looked for the color orange. We use these little posters, obviously orange. These were given to us. I have no idea where they're from. Again, from the photo library, we hung this up. She did a color song with these little tiger, the little circle tigers, which I was thinking, I don't know if you remember that Petra color song. I'm like, I wonder if we could do that Petra song with this. But we did the Sing for Joy one with that. She also learned about Zacchaeus. And so that was cute. To get this picture, I use this book, big book of coloring pages with Bible stories. And we read from it in here, from her little Bible. What else did we do? She did Animal Orchestra. There's a cute little video on YouTube of the Animal Orchestra. I've noticed more of the books now, like your preschool unit might be different. I remember, I don't know if you watched the like Save the Schools that David Hazel did from My Father's World, but he talked about how they're trying to do more of the books, like be the publisher for more of the books. I believe that's, if I'm understanding it correct. Like this one, yeah, like My Father's World, this one. And so anyway, I think they're bringing more of the books so it's in-house, if that makes sense. So I'm not even sure if this one is still part of the curriculum, because I know that I saw on the website they came out with a second Animal Tales, I think it's called. I think there's more animal tales, and so more of the books. I think it's also making the curriculum more affordable because it's bringing a more. They're not having to like get it from other sources. I think that's it. Okay, we also read from First Virtues, the little tiger unit. Okay, so Tiger Forgives. So cute. She likes that one. We've been adding in this little developing the early learner. She really likes to do school. So this just gives her a little more to do on its little simple tasks. And it's been fun for her to have her own little workbook to do. So let's see. Did I get everything? We didn't make the orange popsicles. I didn't grab orange food. Sometimes I'm a little boring. But that's it. So look at how much this has been used though. I mean, it is a well-loved teacher's manual because I've used it with 4 kids now. And this is my last year using it, which is a little sad to me. But I'm thinking like, do I just save it because like as a memory, like this is what we did for preschool? I'm not sure what to do with it. So anyway, that was All Aboard the Animal Train. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I shared everything that we did this last couple weeks. I hope this was helpful for you, and let me know what weeks you're on. If you're like already on summer break, that sounds awesome. We're definitely not. I think we're going to be going through June. We typically end up going through June, and then we'll probably call it quits by July, and then start up again in August or so, September. We're never very good about. I don't always have a set date, so there you go. Oh, one last thing. If you are still here, I will be going to the Oregon Homeschool Conference. So if you are going, make sure you say hi and introduce yourself to me. I just love to get to meet you guys outside of just talking through a comment on here. So if you're going, make sure you let me know. And I hope I get to meet you there. So, all right. So that is it today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you at the next video. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.